Hey, it's Brother 1
and Brother 2
from Two Brothers Mattress.
You'll spend 33% of this year on your mattress.
That's almost 3,000 hours.
Start sleeping comfortably on a new Serta mattress.
Visit one of our 5 stores or twobrothersmattress.com.
With our lowest price guarantee
and our 100-night trial,
your locally owned Two Brothers mattress is your #1 choice in Serta mattresses. Visit one of our 5 stores or twobrothersmattress.com.
twobrothersmattress.com.
Hey guys, meet Salt Lake City's favorite men's health expert.
Hi, I'm Eric Ramos, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. I've been treating men suffering from low T and ED for over 5 years. Low T can impact your whole life, but so can proper treatment of it. And hearing that my patients are back to living life to the fullest, that's the best part of my job.
Contact Revive for a free T-check and exam today. Call 801-263-7777. That's 801-263-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Welcome to the KSL Home Show. Brought to you by Osmond Designs. We open the doors for local home buyers and sellers with a fast-moving show about Utah real estate and home design. Here's Heather Osmond and Lindsay Ertz on KSL News Radio 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
KSL listeners, this is Heather Osmond. I'm the owner of Osmond Designs Furniture and Interior Design Stores, and you are listening to the KSL Home Show this morning. We have Drew Armstrong and Mathew Flinders back with us today. They're definitely show favorites. Welcome back, you guys.
Thank you, Heather.
How's everything going?
It's good.
Good.
It feels like it's getting better.
Okay, so the talk on the street is, maybe consumer confidence is down a little bit. What do you guys think?
Well, for sure it is, but it seems like the last week and a half has seemed a little bit better for us.
Consumer confidence is low. It's interesting, though, but because I've had 2 buyers that have been in the wings that just came back this week, and we started looking at houses. And I was talking to one of them yesterday, and I said, what do you think's happening in the real estate market? Because I'm on the KSL radio show tomorrow, the home show tomorrow, and I need to tell them what's happening in the real estate market. And they're like, we don't know what's happening in the real estate market. And I was watching consumer confidence live, unfolding right before me. And but the truth is, we still have an inventory problem. We still have a supply problem. We're down. We're still short about 31,000 units. According to the Kem Gardner Institute and my favorite local economist, James Wood. Anyway, but
yeah, so it's down. Like, we are still short a lot of housing units, and so we have a lot of demand. And they've raised the interest rates. They raised them again a little bit. I just bought another place though myself this week. I just put something under contract. An investment property.
Because you buck whatever everyone else is doing, you do different.
Yeah, so I locked it in. I've got a 5.3% is what it looks like it's going to be at, and that's pretty good. And for an extra $100, I can get it down to 5.1%, which I'm probably going to do in a year. I'll pay for the difference there, so that makes sense. But here's the thing: is that in the last 10 days we've got 2 listings. We've got a few more than that, but we've got 2 that are over $1 million right now that we've got offers on, and that is something that we kind of saw a hiatus for a while. For about, I'd say probably the last 45 days, we hadn't gotten anything in that range really under contract, and so
not much. It reminds us of September 11th. Remember how many houses did we have listed for when September 11th happened? It was about 40 something?
Maybe 40 houses for sale at that point
that we had for sale. And then we had this weird thing in the office where we did not get an accepted offer on a house for 59 days.
After September 11th.
After September 11th.
But we saw a slowdown.
A market shock.
Yeah, when we see this pretty regularly whenever there's a major change in the economy or the market, and right now it's the interest rate change, but we saw this in 2020 where we had only one offer on a house, and it really slowed down. There was a lot of opportunity in the spring and summer of 2020 when COVID first started. We saw a slowdown. We saw a slowdown when the .com bubble burst. Mm-hmm. We've been doing this long enough that we've seen a lot of cycles, and the cycles, everything cycles, but it seems to us, we're in a place where, and who knows, we could be wrong. We've been wrong before, but it feels like this is one of those things where it's slowed down for just a little bit, and there's opportunity because we still are in the middle of a housing shortage. For me, as an investor buyer, I'm happy with this because when inflation happens, if you're in real estate and you're a landlord, you do well. And people move into the rental market because they can't afford to buy new homes because the new interest rate. The Kim Gardner Institute said that in February of this year, 70% of the households in Utah could buy the average priced home, and now only 30% of the households in Utah can buy the average priced home that hits the market right now.
I love that. If you're just tuning in, we're talking shop everything and anything home related. We have Drew Armstrong, Mathew Flinders, two of the best real estate agents
old guys
in the entire state of Utah. We're talking about, national trends, but also Utah trends. Number one, there's a vicious demand for homes right now. The supply and demand is still upside down. We cannot build homes as fast as they are selling. Oftentimes there's waiting lists for these homes. The parade of homes is going right now. So I think a lot of people are touring these homes, and they're getting inspiration and realizing what they could have and comparing that to currently what they do have and making those adjustments, and definitely helping to motivate the real estate market here in Utah as they're either upsizing or downsizing or even right sizing. We also are talking about the economics of building and construction costs. It's expensive. Everything is expensive. And the supply chain is so hard. In fact, Vaughn at KSL here, when we were actually walking to the studio, he was talking about how he was building a home in Florida, and just getting the building permit has been a challenge. There are delays in almost every category. And last but not least, investors. Investors are in the market. So these first-time home buyers are trying to get into a home, which is a challenge, down payments, interest rates.
You're talking about national investors, right?
And Utah investors, right? And they're having to compete with investors, which is so tough, which is also driving those prices like we're talking about. Mathew, you brought some info too.
Yeah.
Okay, so Drew, we just recently talked about the demand.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about economics of building.
Well, right now the economics of building are interesting because it is so expensive. I have a general contractor's license myself, and we are just getting ready to do a pretty big project, a $6 or $7 million building in downtown Pleasant Grove. And as I'm looking at these, it's taken so long to get the entitlements and to get the permits in place and everything that I'm having to get things rebid. And some of those bids are coming in lower than they did before. And I anticipate that some of them will come in even lower as time goes on here a little bit, because some of those trades I'm not going to need for another year. But if you look at, for example, the lumber prices are 50% of where they were a year ago right now. And so you're going, wow, that's a pretty significant savings. But for us, our bid is $1.2 million for the framing of this building. But the lumber portion of that package is only about maybe $350,000 or $400,000. So that portion of that is going to come in at about $200,000 instead. But the labor hasn't changed at all. As a matter of fact, it may go up a little bit. So that's what inflation does, and that's why they're trying to stop inflation. But there's so much money that is coming into the United States from the rest of the world. They're having a real hard time doing that just with interest rates.
I agree 100%. And I think a lot of people are taking their money out of stocks and out of other investments and putting them into the real estate market. One of my favorite quotes is 90% of all millionaires made their money in real estate. And that is so true. And the word is getting out. Oftentimes you can earn more equity in your home value from, today's date to possibly even a year from now, looking back in history, than you can at your day job.
I was just listening to James Wood talking. I was listening to the talk that he just gave a couple weeks ago. And one of the things I thought was so interesting is he said values have been doubling in Utah about every 11 years. And so he said if your kids can get out there and they can get into a house and they can make those payments and just hang on to it, something that they, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, they paid $250 for. Now they paid $500, and he says that's where the trend looks like it's continuing in another 11 years or so, that prices are probably going to be double what they are again right here, which to me just like
mind-boggling.
It's mind-boggling to really think that could happen here. But we have such low unemployment too, and people keep moving here. We have a lot of people moving here from out of state, and I think we're the third lowest right now in unemployment in the nation. At 2%. So I think we're just going to have our persistent problem of a housing shortage. And I don't know, I could be wrong, but I keep wondering if as people get used to these interest rates and they normalize, or maybe they even dip just a little bit, if we might have some of these buyers that are sitting in the wings that are going to come back out and they're going to offer on a house, and two other people are going to show up at the same time and they're going to think, what? How's this happening again?
Multiple offers at 5.5% interest rates.
Right.
I think it's going to happen.
And I think we're just spoiled because we're used to 2 and 3 and 4%. So now that it's at 5, people are maybe a little more hesitant. But I think there will always be a demand at that starter home price point, not only with people trying to get into their first home, but also investors, because they're just so easy to rent. And that's one thing I love about both of you guys. I've known you for years and years and years. Not only are you in the real estate market, you do it every single day, but you're investors. You guys are smart you guys are as smart as they come. You're listening to the KSL Home Show. I'm Heather Osmond, owner of Osmond Designs Furniture and Interior Design Stores. We'll be right back.
It's the KSL Home Show, sponsored by Osmond Designs. If you like talking about Utah homes and real estate, then this is the place on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back to the KSL Home Show. I am Heather Osmond, owner of the Osmond Designs Furniture and Interior Design Stores. If you're just joining us, we are talking about the Salt Lake Parade of Homes, all of the cool things in the real estate market going on right now, and specifically some of our favorite things in the Parade of Homes. One of the things that you guys are experts in more than anyone I probably know is all of the smart home features. These are the things that oftentimes when you walk through a parade, you don't actually even know about until you talk to the builder or the techie guy that installed all this. Drew, take it away.
The thing that is interesting is a lot of times you're still seeing some home integration stuff, server closets where you've got Control 4 or one of these Celestron or whatever kind of systems in there. But home automation has gotten to the point where it is so accessible to so many people and it's affordable. And so we moved into a new townhouse. We downsized and moved into a townhouse 2 years ago. And in preparation for that, I got thinking about what I wanted in the home. And it's amazing what is automated in my house. My doors all lock at 10 o'clock at night, whether I'm there or not, whether anybody else is, whether they're open or not, the system makes an attempt to lock all the doors. Now, that's not wired. That's just a standard, normal feature. My smoke detectors are wired into a system where if my house caught on fire right now, it would tell me right now that my house is on fire. I've got cameras. I've got 2 different camera systems. There's Nest systems. There's Blink remote cameras that catch things, front and back, and they're all affordable. And there are things like lighting, where I've got Lutron switches and blinds where you just tell, hey Siri or Alexa, they're compatible with Siri, Alexa, and the Google Home system, and you just say, hey Siri, open my blinds, and the blinds will come down or go up, and you can program different scenes for the room to where you can say, hey, I want to watch a movie. Tell Siri or Alexa, I want to watch a movie, and the blinds will close and the lights will dim inside the house. And so there are a million things that you can do, to the point where it's starting to get to the point where it's convenient enough that I have integrated a lot of the things that it does into my life, to the point where like if I'm looking for my wife, I just flip on my phone and I'm like, I wonder if she's home or not. And I
Creepy.
Well,
no, I
the
love
cameras
it. It is
are in
convenient.
safe places,
Of course.
where I'm comfortable with what they record. But yeah,
Of course,
absolutely.
Drew. Yes.
It's astounding what hooks up to Wi-Fi these days. I have my washer and dryer hook up to Wi-Fi. My dishwasher hooks up to Wi-Fi. My TVs hook up to Wi-Fi. My smoke detectors.
Your
my
microwave.
Guys, this
my
is so
pet
cool.
feeder hooks up to Wi-Fi.
Do you know what I care most about? When the Amazon truck comes with the delivery, I'll go, oh, my package is here, right on your front door.
Does your phone tell you that your
It does.
package? So it goes ding, and like even my Alexa speakers in my house will ding and tell me that there's something on my front porch. And so there are so many things. I've got a system where when my garage door opens or closes, it tells me. So I know if somebody got home, or I know if the doors are unlocked or left open, it will notify me of that. And I don't have a Control4 system. It's all just done through Google Home or Alexa or Apple's HomeKit. And they're all available. It's really cool. I hate the sour smell that you get when your clothes sit in the washer too long, right? And so I've gotten to the point where I load the washer up and it's all ready, but I'm not going to run it until I'm in a place where I can switch it immediately from the washer to the dryer. And so you can set a remote start time, like in the future, for your washer to start. And that makes a difference for a lot of us. If you pay attention to how expensive electricity is, it's half as much at night as it is during the day. And so there are ways that you can actually save money by telling things to run at night, telling your dishwasher to run at night, telling things to sometimes to cook at night instead of during the daytime. If we have a Sunday morning dinner or a Sunday afternoon dinner, we will slow cook the roast like through the morning, and it'll end right when it's time for us to eat. So there's a million things you can. I actually have my Big Green Egg charcoal grill hooked up to Wi-Fi. How about that?
Drew.
That's so fancy. You've always been on the bleeding edge of technology.
I was going to say, I don't know anyone that does all of this.
Astounding.
I wouldn't even be able to set this up, let alone run it if I wanted to. But Drew, you're my hero. I think that's amazing. And listening to Drew talk just makes me super excited of all the cool things I can do in my house. I'm just as simple as I want to know when the front door rings. I want to know who's there, have that camera pop up on my phone.
Right.
I do have, a security system that lets me know if the garage doors go up, and it does lock. I'm a little more simple, but Drew, you give me hope. You give me inspiration. Look at all this cool stuff.
Things are getting better.
Things are getting better and better. If you are looking to remodel, if you are looking to move, we definitely have the best of the best real estate agents that can help you. Drew Armstrong, Mathew, Flinders. And, if you need a loan, go check out Central Bank. They've been serving Utah for over 130 years. They're a proud sponsor of this KSL Home Show, and they personally are my bank. Not only have they given us loans on personal things, but also on business, and I really, really appreciate them. And they're local, and they invest in their neighborhoods, and I just appreciate that and love that so much. You're listening to the KSL Home Show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the KSL Home Show. Brought to you by Osmond Designs. We open the doors for local home buyers and sellers with a fast-moving show about Utah real estate and home design. Here's Heather Osmond and Lindsay Ertz on KSL News Radio 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
Welcome back to the KSL Home Show. I am Heather Osmond, owner of the Osmond Designs Furniture and Interior Design Stores. Today, we have Drew Armstrong and Mathew Flinders. Welcome back, you guys.
Well, thanks, Heather.
Two of the coolest and smartest real estate agents here in Utah, back to talk shop with us again. What's going on in the market? What are you seeing? Parade of homes going on right now.
We just got some Parade of Homes tickets from Heather, so now we got to go see a couple of the Parade Homes.
Salt Lake Parade of Homes.
Salt Lake, yeah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable what's going on in Salt Lake. If you don't have your tickets yet, come check us out. Orem and Lehigh stores. We have discount tickets available. They are $5 off per ticket. So if you're buying a couple of those, it adds up. Plus, you get to come to our stores, which is always fun. We also have free lanyards and free bags that you get with your purchase. So that's always a winner. Plus, if you stay tuned, we're going to be giving away some free tickets here on the show.
Oh, excellent.
So that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, so we're talking to the decorator who decorated some of the houses for the Utah or the Salt Lake Parade of Homes.
We have so much furniture in the parade this year. We're so excited. We also did the interior design work with Breen Homes. The Salt Lake Parade goes to August 13th. It is from noon to 9, closed Sundays and Mondays. And the normal price of the tickets are $20 per ticket. But at Osmond Designs, they are $15. You also will receive your parade magazine there. There are 18 homes, which are incredible. Every price point, every style. You will definitely receive some inspiration. There's probably something cool that you don't even know exists. Some of the favorite things that I have in the parade this year, of course, I'm a little biased. I love all the furniture. Appliances are always a winner. You wouldn't think so, but they always come out with brand new things. Some of the paint colors this year are unreal. I think people are more brave than maybe ever before. You're seeing a lot of bold colors, which I think is kind of cool. Flooring is always a winner as well. It's something that's easy that people can update. A lot of wool carpets. I'm loving all the patterns on the staircases. People are getting pretty brave with that. So
That's
lots of fun and sass. You'll see some cheetah and some houndstooth and some stripes and some plaids and all of that's great. Lighting is another thing. In our next segment, we're going to talk about some of the smart home features that really are the behind-the-scene type things in the parade that all the guys geek out about, so that's always fun. Swimming pools, those outdoor areas are better than ever before because I think, again, people are spending more money on their homes than maybe they have in the past, so those are all great things. I think that the pandemic really has influenced a lot of the design trends that architects are designing today. A lot more open spaces, but with home offices. I'm not aware of very many homes right now that don't have some kind of home office. And those dining rooms are long gone. No one is inviting people over and sitting down and having business meetings in their home. It's always at restaurants and other places. Adding just more space to your home, too, I think is another thing. Those workout gyms during the pandemic, all the gyms were closed and you couldn't go work out. And I know it was even hard to even order, any free weights or anything. Everything was sold out with lead time. So those are things that people are investing more and more money in.
I have been looking this week so far quite a bit. I have an old friend. I knew him 30 years ago who is moving back to the United States from Vietnam. Actually, just sold a business that he's had in Vietnam, and he's looking in the upper price range. And so we've gone to see some beautiful homes in Draper and Alpine and Highland that are, cutting edge, and they're big enough and nice enough that they have put some things in there that are just amazing. And one of the things that I have really noticed is the indoor-outdoor spaces. So there's a lot of design around folding walls and things to where people can open and have a covered patio and a covered living room that is outside. And that's a huge thing right now. I have never seen so much of that integration of the indoor-outdoor living areas. And so I saw that. The other thing that I just love is the lighting. I've always liked lighting, but the light fixtures are so unique. And I think and it's not even just fixtures. A lot of times there's just ambient room lighting that is, the LEDs have made it so that it's so small and you can tuck it into so many places, and then you can change the colors and the intensity so easily that they're designing the rooms and the way the walls work and the way the ceilings work around this LED in ways that we've never seen in the past, where the architects have gotten pretty smart about how to integrate those things. It's a really cool, where you could change the mood and the ambiance of the room just with a push of a button on an iPhone.
I love that so much. Outdoor security lighting has also been something I've been seeing a lot more of, and maybe that's because of the national crime trend concerns. I'm not exactly sure, but really beautiful trees that are lit, and a lot more detail to even those exterior bushes and all of that. So when you drive by a home in the evening, you really are you have to stop the car and check it out because there's something different and unique about that home. I'm also seeing a lot more homes that are ADA accessible. I think there's becoming more people that are older and they don't want to have to move several times. And so wider hallways and showers that don't have that lip to go into, ramps and roll in, all of that are just great.
We're selling a home right now for a or just over $1 million with a roll-in shower in the master. It's great. The whole main floor is ADA accessible like that.
Yeah, and with this, one of the homes that we saw had, actually more than one of the homes that we saw this week has an elevator shaft built into it. So they didn't put the elevator in, but they designed a closet that is in the same place in the house on all 3 levels. And so if they need to in the future, they can put an elevator in there to access the different floors. And I was like, wow, that's thinking, because they've got this great storage closet, but it also has a removable floor where you can take that out, and then if you get old enough that you need that, you can have that installed. And
what a great resale feature, right? I just think supply and demand, there's not that many homes that allow for that, and if you need it, you need it, and it's just really not an option. So I think that's just, whether you need it or not, plan for it.
Well, those stair lifts are kind of ugly.
They kind of are, yeah.
And it kind of ruins the staircase for, right in the front of the house. But if you need it, you need it. It's either that or you move. And 2-story homes, I think, in a lot of ways are prettier. Yeah. And so these people, they like the idea of the 2-story home.
And less expensive to build.
You're only
bigger
building
master.
one roof. Yeah. Yep. And I mean, it makes a lot of sense. The 2 stories are great, but the problem is getting to those different floors. And if you have a way that future-proofs you to where your option is an install a stair lift or move, then that's a fantastic way to future-proof that and to think forward as to what you might be worried about given a little time.
Yeah, how many houses have we listed where that was the primary reason they were selling, is they just couldn't do stairs anymore?
I know we shouldn't tell people to put future-proofing.
We shouldn't.
Yeah, you're hurting your business.
I feel so bad. How many people have we helped stay?
Tons.
Because we help people stay, help them figure out chairlifts and things like that, when that's the only reason they called us to sell their house, because all their neighbors and their friends. I just heard somebody say that one of the things when you get older, a lot of people think, let's move to Florida or something like that, and it's just not good for your mental health. You should stay by your neighbors and your friends and
you have this
community.
whole support system in your community, and then you have to leave it. That's really hard.
It is a big factor. Another thing that I'm noticing the parade that I'm loving is the entire back of the home is all windows and doors. Mm-hmm. And like we were talking earlier, a lot of times in those great rooms or in the master bedroom or in an office off the back of the home, those doors collapse into the walls or they accordion. So if you are building a home, if you're renovating,
or remodeling a home,
do it. It's the coolest thing ever. And then we have those incredible back decks and pergolas and outdoor spaces that you can incorporate with that space. You know, can you imagine having a family party Can you imagine having a family party, and as your family grows, you just open up the back doors of the house?
Right. I went and looked at a house in Highland this week with a pool in the backyard, but it was really closed off. It's like a 1960s house. And so there were like 5 of us there trying to figure out where and that's what we were talking about doing, putting some of those big folding glass doors to the back patio and changing that outdoor space.
Well, and I have seen this in every price range, right? So in some of these well over $1 million, $2 million homes, they have these, I saw one where you push a button and the doors just slide. And then there's probably 8 doors and they accordion, but they slide one on top of each other into a pocket and it's motorized. And I mean, that alone, that's probably $100,000 feature.
I was going to say, be prepared. I know after you listen to the show, you're going to say, I need that. And then you're going to go price it out and say, what the heck were they talking about?
Right. But then,
you can get some for $15,000, $20,000, $30,000. I mean, of course, the sky's the limit. It's like a television. You can spend crazy amounts.
Right, even less. But I've seen homes that are under, $700,000 where what they've done is they've taken and they have 2 sliding doors that meet. And so you can at least slide those away from each other and open up a double wide doorway space with clear glass on both sides. And so it feels you're getting the same thing. You're getting that indoor, outdoor without going to this very extravagant expense level. But so people are trying to incorporate this type of feature across all price ranges. And I really have been very impressed with that indoor-outdoor living area. I love that.
And it's so much better than the French doors that open, and then those doors are sliding and swinging, and you have to work around them. Another trend that's been very popular in the Salt Lake Parade of Homes is just clear glass, like you had just mentioned. People are getting away from grids. They want to see outside. What's great about Utah specifically, depending on the area that you live, and if you have a little more acreage, is you want to see your trees and your landscaping and your swimming pool and all the cool things, and having that clear glass makes that possible.
And it's the clear glass leading to the views. I have never, in the last probably 2 years, I've had more people paying attention to what type of view that the house has than ever before. People haven't been as concerned about that in the past, but now views are carrying some value and some weight as far as the values go.
Yep, I've noticed the same thing, that people let the light and bright on the inside, and people wanting that and not liking a house because it's not light and bright enough.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just joining us, we have Drew Armstrong, Mathew Flinders. I'm Heather Osmond. Osmond Designs Furniture and Interior Design Stores. We are talking about the Salt Lake Parade of Homes and some of our very favorite features this year in all of the homes. If you still need tickets, check out Osmond Designs, Orem, and Lehigh locations. We have discount passes. They are $5 off per ticket. Plus, stay tuned because we're giving away some free tickets at the end of the segment. We'll be right back.
It's the KSL Home Show, sponsored by Osmond Designs. If you like talking about Utah homes and real estate, then this is the place on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back. I'm Heather Osmond, the owner of the Osmond Designs Furniture and Interior Design Stores. You are listening to the KSL Home Show, and today we have Drew Armstrong and Mathew Flinders back on the show with us. They are 2 of the all-time best real estate agents in the entire state of Utah. How many homes have you guys sold?
We are old dudes. We have a small team, but we've closed over 2,000 now.
Only 2,000, you guys. Hello.
I think it's closer to 3,000 than 2,000, but Matthew's pretty conservative.
I like to be conservative because you can look up the numbers, so I don't want to ever oversay it. And then some agent's like, "No, you didn't.
You liar."
We've closed over 2,000.
Yeah,
sales,
but we have a whole bunch of them that aren't even in the current multiple listing service because it only started keeping track in like 1999.
That's right. We're so old that I actually did some of the design work for the original multiple listing service. Like the printouts that people see are reiterations of some of those early things that we programmed for our dial-up multiple listing service.
I remember when the multiple listing service was DOS and we got the phone books. You remember that, Heather?
I do. Yes. So just, full disclosure,
Heather's not as old as us.
I knew Drew and Matthew in the very beginning when we were all starting to sell real estate. I think I was just
young.
recently married.
22.
I didn't even think I had kids yet when I met you guys.
And we were so impressed because your houses would sell for more money than other people's houses because you were a really good decorator. And so
You're so nice.
I'm analytical, as people who know me know. And so I would analyze charts and graphs like I would analyze, and your houses were selling for like 5 or 6% more.
Than they should have.
And they're like, what the heck is she doing?
Right. And we're like, well, we need to get Heather to to come and help our clients and things like that. So that's when we started staging houses and getting people. And people can still do that. They can call up your store. They can have a designer come out. They can do an hourly fee and get 2 or 3 hours.
You don't even have to buy anything. You can use your own stuff. And I've had people that are just like, yeah, Heather's girl came out and the house is beautiful now. And, maybe they bought 2 pieces or something like that.
We just rearranged stuff,
but
right?
It's just like they rearranged it and now it all works and we don't want to sell our house anymore.
That's a common joke. That's a common thing that people will say. I call them up, how was it? And they're excited and they're like, I really like my house so much better than I like that.
Now you're fired as my real estate agent.
Why I didn't do this 5 years ago.
I'm so sorry to ruin that for you guys.
It's all right.
I love that.
So when you go down to your Orem or Lehigh store and you get your Parade of Home tickets this year for the Salt Lake Parade of Home, so you can get some ideas and you can go in there and buy some stuff too. But you could hire a decorator to come out and designer and meet with you and help you arrange your own stuff and make your house better and more fun to live in.
And we really can help you make it look like a parade home. I know Lindsay, when she's out sick today. So Lindsay, we love you. We hope you start feeling better soon. But I know Lindsay, when we talk about, anything home related, she goes, sometimes when I go to the Parade of Homes, it makes me depressed. And that is not the goal of the parade. It should inspire you. It should make you super excited. Listening to Drew talk about all the smart home features, which I work with clients all the time, and they love Lutron and Control4 and all these things. But like Drew was saying, it's becoming more affordable. So these out of reach, only for the rich and famous features that you can or could have had in your home are now becoming, all of us can have it. It's the coolest thing.
I know. We were asking Drew, why did you pick the Lutron switches for your house, by the way? I just totally changed directions.
Well, there are lots of different types of switches. Wemo makes some that you can get some that are from Netgear. You can get all kinds of different ones, but I did the research, and that system works with Alexa, and it works with Google Home, and it works with Apple's HomeKit. It works with all of them. And so I can tell Alexa or Siri, please turn the lights off, and either one of those ladies will do that for me.
And it'll turn off your entire home with just one switch.
Oh, I don't even. I just say, hey, Alexa, turn off all the lights. Boom. There.
That's if you're Drew. My house, we just turn off one switch and it does. And it's pretty cool. But you guys, the sky's the limit. Please come to Osmond Designs, Furniture and Interior Design Stores. Buy your discount tickets. And we've been talking about this on the show today. But if you come to the Orem store, we have 10 tickets to give away. So we are going to give 5 individuals each 2 tickets. So come on into the Orem Osmond Design Stores. Claim your tickets. Do not crash. But if you're driving close, make sure you stop in. Grab your tickets. It's going on right now. You won't regret it. Again, KSL Home Show. Thanks so much for joining us. Drew Armstrong, Mathew Flinders. I'm signing off. Heather Osmond, owner of Osmond Design Furniture Stores. We'll see you next week.
guys, meet Salt Lake City's favorite men's health expert.
Hi, I'm Eric Ramos, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. I've been treating men suffering from low T and ED for over 5 years. Low T can impact your whole life, but so can proper treatment of it. And hearing that my patients are back to living life to the fullest, that's the best part of my job.
Contact Revive for a free T-check and exam today. Call 801-263-7777. That's 801-263-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Join us today during the Jeep Celebration event. It's your chance to celebrate your sense of adventure with great deals on a wide selection of legendary Jeep brand SUVs. And right now, current FCA lessees can purchase and get $6,500 total cash allowance on 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Overland when financed. Financing for well-qualified buyers through Chrysler Capital. Not all buyers will qualify. Current vehicle must be registered at least 30 days prior to purchase. Contact dealer for details. Take retail delivery by April 1st, 2024. Jeep is a registered trademark.